it seems like there's been a few times where with the insurance and everything else, freestyle has really kind of been at odds. So how does that perseverance, I mean, where does that kind of come from? I mean, is it just that sheer love of the sport and wanting to be able to teach it to the next generation, or for people to be able to learn there? And just tilt your camera down just a little bit so we can get a little more of your face. Right? Yeah, perfect. There you go.
I'd say probably the latter, love of the sport.
Love of the sport.
I've worked with many people, and I got my own kids now too. One of the things I've always tried to pass on is that find a passion.
Mm-hmm.
Find a passion. And for me, there was a lot of perseverance because I got knocked down several times, but it was the passion that kept me going. I couldn't see not doing it, and I saw some of the success that we had with some of the kids. I saw the program, and the thrill, I guess, was still, as I said a minute ago, was this crazy group of guys and girls traveling the world doing a bunch of nonsense stuff, man, that was super exciting, and it was a highly visible, and the spectator appeal on it was just crazy. So I think, quite honestly, Bobby, it was the passion.
Mm-hmm.
Did I have perseverance? I had to, probably, but I never really noticed that. I noticed that, hey, if one guy didn't want me to do it, next guy would maybe let me do it. And I just kind of settled into Steamboat, didn't want to go anywhere else at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just kept bumping my head on the door until finally somebody gave up. And then from that point, for a little while, it was smooth sailing, only to find out that then the insurance dropped us. And then we had this issue. And when the Olympic thing came around, there was a bunch of us, but there was a bunch of people that from 76, we had, I'm not sure I remember exactly, but at least 3, if not 4, paralysis accidents. And it shut everything down in the US. That's why I was telling them on the front part of this, we traveled to Canada or to Europe, wherever it was, because it just wasn't allowed to happen on any US ski resorts. And so with that in mind, there was a lot of people that were kind of in the forefront that decided that wasn't for them, and they pursued other careers and moved on. But there was a handful of us, both European, Canadian, and myself, that were, I would say, on the forefront of dealing and talking with the IOC and trying to sell this thing. And first, what was interesting is that they said they felt like they already had too many judged sports, too much subjectivity. So if you guys want to get involved in moguls, especially, we'll do it, but we're based solely on time. So we all looked at each other sitting in the room and say, you're telling us that you're going to do a stopwatch at the top, at the bottom, whoever gets across the hill first. I said, you want to talk about having some problems, man? You're going to have people all over the place. So that was our first discussion. We said we went back to the drawing board, because we actually talked about it in '84 in Sarajevo.
Okay.
But it wasn't going to happen with these guys. And so when we got it through to them and we talked about it and so on and so forth, they gave us that opportunity in Calgary. But I wasn't the sole proprietor then. There was a bunch of guys that were all together that had that passion that helped push this thing through. And I think it took that initiative. And I think too, what started to happen is freestyle became, as I mentioned, a highly visible, super spectator sport. If you remember, probably before your time, but back in the day, there wasn't a ski magazine cover coming out that didn't have somebody freestyle related on it, bumps or jumps or air or whatever it was. And remember, everybody went to short skis at that time, so that was a big sell for us because we were all doing it on short skis. And it was crazy, the saying we had going, because we were always battling against alpine, right? Alpine wasn't not like it is in Austria or Europe, but it was still the deal in the States. It wasn't freestyle. And some guys came up with a T-shirt one year that said, "Better to be short and stiff than long and limp." So that was kind of our motto there for a while. So I think that, that was just, it seemed like when I look back on it, I was going at it 24/7, but never felt like I had to get up and grind myself from a 9 to 5. It was always a passion that kept me going.
Hey everybody, I hope you enjoyed that clip. You can click right here to see the entire episode. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks.